You know about the best kept secrets? Well, there's a little secret that I've been keeping from you, and I'm just about to let you know what it is. So this is my best kept secret. A greenhouse. This isn't my greenhouse, but I haven't brought you down here before because it isn't my greenhouse, but the person whose greenhouse it is has been letting me use it for this season. And I didn't think that, I thought it was just for this one season, but he's now told me that I can have it next year as well. So this is why I'm now introducing you to this wonderful greenhouse. And we've been growing more peppers. And I did have some plants here, but we had some ants' nests, and every time I put in a new plant, every time they killed one, they just killed that one. So I haven't bothered. So in here are also the yellow chilies, which I'm just about to make some beautiful chili jam with. And this plant has grown absolutely enormous. And I've had some cucumbers in here and aubergines. Let me see if I can have some aubergines. So I should take that. I'm really getting ready. There's another one, another aubergine. It's a nice big aubergine, which I'll take now before that goes over. And that's a lovely one. A couple of things lurking. These are killers. These are killer, I don't know if you can see these, killer chilies. They're, what do you call them? Scotch bonnets. I think there's a few more down there as well, which I'll probably take tomorrow when I start clearing out this greenhouse. Don't think I fancy chili jam with Scotch bonnets though. And then I'll bring you back because I'm going to plant this greenhouse up eventually in the next couple of weeks for winter crops. So, nice little picking farm here today. Yeah, the peppers and the aubergines grow beautifully. So back in the greenhouse, on the allotment, on a neighbour's plot, and the person has said that they're probably only going to stay another season. So I asked if I could buy his greenhouse, and he said yes. So after this season, I'm hoping that this will then be moved down to our own plot and we'll have a greenhouse to grow in. Not that, I mean, I've got a greenhouse to grow in now, but I'm very lucky. But it means I won't have to come to the end of the plot to plant and look after things. Today I want to take out the peppers. They're looking okay-ish. There's not a lot more on here now. There's a few nice peppers. I could leave them in, but I've got some crops that I want to put in here. So I think it's time to cut my losses now. Take what we've got, clear this area, and then plant up. I think I will leave this this yellow chili for now. As you can see, there's still a lot of chilies on the plant and ripening, and I'll just delay planting here for another week or so, and then it will go out. And also there are some Scotch bonnets ripening here too, so I may leave this. I'll see what it looks like once I've taken the peppers out. I just might plant one side. Anyway, there I am, mumbling away, but I'll show you what I've done when I've done it. This is the peppers that I managed to get off those plants. I've got a few orange ones there that are just turning, and these red ones, or what will be red or should be red if they're ripened, ones here. There's some nice size ones, so we can use those. The small ones, I'm not sure what they'll taste like. They might be a little bit bitter, but chopped up and cooked, I'm sure that they will be fine. So they're out now, and I found a stray cucumber. Always a bonus. So here are some of the lettuces I'm going to be putting into the greenhouse. These are Genobu Red and some Navara and one called Tessie. The green ones are actually down on the plot, that are covered up in some fleece. I've also got half a tray of spring onions I'm going to pop in. I've got some other bits and pieces at home that I can bring down later on when I've taken out the chilli. So I'll take you into the greenhouse now. So I've just taken the plants out. I'll have to give this a good weed and tidy. So I'll plant this side, that'll be fine. The soil up this end of the allotment's really thick clay. I put loads of compost at the beginning of the year, but you wouldn't really know it. So I've got some bags of compost just to put on the top. I'll pick the yellow chilies from here because leaving them on the plants stop the other ones ripening out. So I'll pick the yellow chilies from here and any red chilies from here. I'll probably just plant up this top area because I'm not in any rush. I might just plant the other side, do lettuces down there, and I've got some Chinese greens and things that I can put along here, but I didn't bring them down today, so no rush for sorting this out. But yeah, it's very sad, but there you go. It's got to make way for the next set of crops. That's a lovely load of chilies and Scotch bonnets in there. So these are the AJ Lemon chilies. They are hot, and Scotch bonnets are definitely hot. This is the first year I've grown them, and somebody was cooking with a Scotch bonnet, and I said, oh, can I have the seeds? And they gave me the seeds, and I planted them, and we've had a lot of Scotch bonnets. So you can grow them from seed from home. It's successful. I don't know what they're like growing outside, but in the greenhouse here they've been great. So I've picked all the chilies from the plant. There's still a load of green ones. If you leave the chilies on the plant, especially as everything is slowing down now, it will stop the others from slowing down. So as soon as you see any that are ripe, take them off. I'm even tempted to take some of these half-ripe ones off, but I'll leave it. I'm back up in a few days, so I'll have a little look then. But I've prepped this side of the greenhouse now, and I shall plant in there, and I'll finish prepping. Sorry to spin you around so fast. I'll finish just prepping. I've weeded down here. I'll put some compost along here just to finish that bit off. So the salad side is now planted up, and I'm not growing these lettuces for heads. I'll be picking the leaves off as and when they get big enough. Growth will be very slow now as the winter starts to set in, and I've interplanted the lettuces with just one row of spring onions, and last year they did really well in the greenhouse. We had some really early spring onions, which was a bonus. So we should get a good crop of lettuces here, depending on how the weather treats us, and they look good. Yeah, I'm pleased with that, and I'll be back to do the other side. Now, this is the time you should be sitting and having a cup of tea or coffee, because I've just had the delivery of my seed catalogues, and I have a whole bunch of them here to start looking through to plan my growing for next year. And these are just a few of them. I'm sure there'll be more coming through the door. But think about what you're going to grow next year. Think about the varieties. Think about the things that you might want to try and experiment with. I also think about the things that I didn't really like or didn't do very well for me. But one of the most important things is to sort out your seed box. Sort them out and make sure what's out of date, what's in date. But even if they're out of date, don't necessarily throw them away, because seeds keep longer than you think. But I'm always a little bit cautious, and I might buy some of my favourite seeds if they're a little out of date, because I don't want to be without them. So I get them as a backup. But I've often got free seeds or things that people have given me. But I do like to look at the new varieties, the new things on the market, when they actually come into a cropping season. So how you'll look at extending your growing season. So it's a lovely time to sit with a cup of tea and do some planning.